Paul Brown Stadium, where the Bengals will host a playoff game. Caleb, the question, though, do the Bengals here rest their starters with this upcoming game against the Browns?
Hey, Craig, you know, man, it's tricky right now because while the Bengals are in the playoffs, it's still undecided who will have home field advantage on the AFC side of things, and that could end up being the Bengals. It's unlikely, but it is still possible. We asked head coach Zach Taylor earlier today if he intends to rest the starters for a week as they get ready to head into the playoffs, and he didn't commit either to or against that. Here's why it's up in the air, though. It's a look at the AFC playoff picture as it stands right now. If the playoffs started today, the Bengals would be the 3 seed in the AFC. But again, they can play their way all the way up into that top spot. On the right side of your screen, you see all the things that would need to happen. Basically, they would need the Titans and Chiefs to lose this coming week, and they would need the Bills to win the AFC East. So again, it's not likely, but it's possible. Certainly, we talked to some players today who say they're certainly open to playing this week against the Browns.
I'm used to always finishing out the seasons, regardless if we're losing or winning. I never got to this point to where we were able to do that, if so, But at the end of the day, I would want to play, because I still want to win, and still try to achieve the things I want to accomplish for the season as well.
All right, again, now one thing they need to happen is they need for the Chiefs to lose. The Chiefs play the Broncos here on WCPO. That game is at 4:30 on Saturday this weekend. So if the Chiefs win that game, the Bengals would know as early as Saturday evening that they would be eliminated from contention for home field advantage. Look, if you ask me, and head coach Zach Taylor didn't commit to anything today, but if you ask me, in this COVID world that we live in, if the Bengals are mathematically eliminated from home field advantage on Sunday afternoon, and I'm not the coach of this franchise, but I say rest those guys, because ultimately, yeah, you want to beat the Browns, but what you're really playing for here is your first playoff win in about 3 decades. Now listen, this place, Paul Brown Stadium, pretty quiet right now, but it's not going to be that way in about 2 or 3 weeks, because again, the Bengals are going to host a playoff game, and when that time comes, these ticket windows are going to be a busy place. That's where Taylor Nimmo joins us right now. And Taylor, you spoke to some fans earlier today.
Yeah, Caleb, the fans and season ticket holders I spoke to today were pumped up about this Bengals win, and winning big games isn't something we're all that used to as Cincinnati fans, but win or lose, this Bengals team means so much to this city.
The Bengals to us are family. We rally around them.
Alex Frank and his family have been Bengals season ticket holders since the Bengals' very first season, back in 1968.
Devoting our Sundays, 3 hours on every Sunday for 16 to 17 weeks to the Bengals, it means a lot to us.
And Cincinnati Bengals fans are as loyal as they come.
Having gone to the games when they were 0-11, 1-12, and it was not easy.
Phones have been ringing off the hook all day at Cincy Shirts. Fans calling to ask about the AFC North Champions shirts.
The team does well, then, the clothing does well as well.
Lifelong fan Greg Grody went straight to Rally House in Rookwood this morning.
I was hoping that they have some division championship shirts. I don't know if they're in yet, but I'm hoping that they are, and you just want to support the team.
Everyone I spoke to today told me the same thing.
There's just a difference in the air with this team.
Something is different.
It just feels different, and that's largely due to Joe Burrow. It's Jamar Chase, but Joe Burrow, from the moment it became evident that the Bengals were going to draft him, there was hope, and that's all he has brought.
Hope and excitement for the future.
This is a cool time to be a Cincinnati fan. He brings a confidence and, again, a swagger that, that's infectious to the team and, honestly, the city.
Now take a look at this. These are the shirts that Cincy Shirts put out just today. It says Cincinnati Champions of the North, and fans are pretty pumped up about this. So if you want to get your hands on one of these, you can go to either the OTR or Hyde Park location of Cincy Shirts, or you can also order online. Reporting live from Paul Brown, Taylor Nimmo, WCPO 9 News.